On the education beat tonight, a Latchkey Summer Program has temporarily closed for a second time after a staff member was identified as a presumptive positive for COVID-19 exposure. The employee working at the Northwest Senior Center Latchkey Summer Camp when they began feeling sick Saturday. According to Parks and Rec, the employee was wearing a mask and all classrooms were frequently cleaned and sanitized throughout the day. The Northwest Senior Center Latchkey Summer Camp will be closed for 2 weeks. It's expected to reopen the last Monday of the month. You may remember they were also closed for 2 weeks back in June. Anyone who may have been in contact with the employee is advised to self-quarantine. And we're told the curbside senior meals served at the Northwest Senior Center will continue as normal.